Good morning and welcome to Three Questions with my buddy Paul Falewicz with us. Good morning, Paul. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin.
So, Paul, I actually come on the show today because I want to talk about a question that really gets my friends upset. We start growing our business, things are going well, and we're at the point where we think we need an employee. And we get really scared, Paul, because it's payroll. I got to pay this person every week. So when do I know that I should just bring in an employee versus maybe just outsourcing projects? How do I know when to do it?
Again, for me, it's a lot of a gut thing, but really what it comes down to is, it's a workload thing. So if you're working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, you start your own business, there's extra hours put in. That's kind of a given as an entrepreneur. However, you have a family, you got other, requirements in your life that, you're not working 9 to 9, 7 days a week. That's just going to burn out. You're not going to feel well. So the minute that the workload is becoming way too much, that's the perfect time to hire someone. Again, it could be a consultant, it could be a full-time person. There's different avenues of choosing what you really need, but there really is a time commitment. We all want to work, we need to work to get paid. That's number one, but we also don't want to work so that we're, burnt out, feeling bad, or, just, non-existent in our life, and work is 24/7. And no, nobody wants to do that right now.
But again, I understand why it scares people because you're like, okay, do I have the revenue to support this? But maybe what I've seen people do successfully is bring in someone part-time, saying, okay, Paul, to start, it's going to be 15 hours a week. If it, and it gives you that testing period too. Okay, Paul is the right person for my company, and with the understanding that we'll just expand as we go. That's a good approach.
That's a good approach too. I mean, someone part-time, 20 hours a week, 15 to 25 hours, somewhere in that range is good. What you're going to realize too is that your revenue, you're going to get more work done with two people doing work. So, that part-time person is going to give you time to find new revenue sources that's going to increase your bottom line, which means paying that person won't be as taxing as it potentially was if you were just doing the work by yourself. So, there are good benefits that, increase revenue, increase workload. You're able to, close 2 deals in a day instead of one over the course of 8 hours because you have two bodies doing that work. That person will start to pay for themselves over time if that person is doing the right job, if you hire the right person, and then you're able to focus a little bit more on the good things that are going on within your business.
That's an excellent point, Paul, because we all get caught up in, as I call it, the paperwork. And like we say, how do I make money? I make money by having events and talking to potential clients. But, we're so afraid, like, well, but I got to do this. And to your point, no matter how many hours you work a week, there is eventually a cap. There's just no more time. And what I've seen, Paul, is people put in those 80, 90 hours and they get super resentful. They're like, why did I start this business? I'm miserable. Yeah, I'm making good money, but I'm miserable. So it's going to save you that piece too, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, we're all looking for happiness. We all want to, live the American dream. We all want to be able to own our own business, make money, spend time with our family, do vacations, do everything that you want to do in a normal life. But you work in 90 hours a week, you don't have time to, to watch a sporting event. You don't have time to hang out with your friends, to, go get some lunch or something on a Saturday, a Saturday afternoon. So, you have to find that happy balance between what work is going to bring as well as, what you want to do on your personal side. And for everyone, it's a little bit different. So there's not a one size fits all for everything here, but you have to find what works with you, what's actually going to help your bottom line, which is the most important thing. Because if you're not making money, the business is just going to cease to exist at that point. And we want to make sure that business stays going, and we want everyone to maximize their potential within their business and be as profitable and as happy as they want to be.
So, Paul, if people have questions and they need help looking at the finance behind hiring a person, can you help them with that?
Definitely. I mean, that's what we do all the time. Just trying to make sure that the numbers make sense, and most importantly, which has kind of been a really hot topic over the past year, is small businesses really need a budget, because then you're planning for the future. So you're kind of looking at, when can I hire that person? What is that threshold to say I have an extra X amount of dollars that I know I can put directly towards a payroll or a consultant or that part-time help, and I know that it's going to help me going forward.
That's an excellent point. Like I said, small business owners more often don't consider making a budget. And I've learned that when you make it, like you said, then you're planning for the future, and even just a cost that are coming up. Hey, I know I need to buy new equipment next year that I budget for. Well, I have the money. So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, again, big companies have, large departments that do this behind the scenes all the time. A small business owner is pretty much on his own sometimes, so they need as much support as they can, and they have to do the same exact things that a big company does. It's, less zeros, less transactions, really, to look at what equipment you need, when you need to hire people, to cover the bills every single month, but you still need to do it because, money is precious, and you just don't want to overspend on things that will, again, affect the business, and you'll have to, figure out plan B at that point.
So Paul, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can they learn more?
Best way to reach me is through my website, Succentrix.com/Paul Falewicz, or reach out to me via email, paul.falewicz@Succentrix.com.
Paul, I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Always great to talk to you, Kevin.